G'day my friends, Marty Ware here from the Marty's Garden Show, and today we've got an awesome video for you, yes, about worm farming yet again. Do worms eat coffee grounds? Are they beneficial to worms? Are they harmful to worms? Should you use them? How do you use them if they're good? And where do you apply them, such as in small worm farms and out in big windrows such as the Urban Outdoor Worm Farm Project? Watch the video to find out more, guys. Subscribe to watch more videos about compost worms, organic gardening and growing the best, freshest food at home. And remember to click that bell button in the subscribe area so you don't miss any of my videos. What a great morning. I just had an awesome surf. It's been raining last night and I was able to pick up the coffee grounds from the local cafes. It's time to get this wonderful, sustainable resource into the small worm farms and out into the windrows, because the worms are just going to chew this like nothing else. Now from two very small cafes I'm able to get one bag and one bucket, which is around about 25 litres a day. So I've been out collecting the coffee grounds, right? So it must be pretty good. Well, believe it or not, it's pH near neutral, only 6.5. So a lot of those stories out there about being acidic, well, it's actually, as soon as it's cooked and blended through and processed or steamed, it basically takes all that acidity out. So if you're a coffee drinker, you're the one drinking the acidity, not so much the worms. And also it's great for worms' gizzards, and if you're putting little handfuls of it into small worm farms, that's really going to help them process their food. But we'll get into that a little bit further down in the video when I show you what I'm putting into my little worm farms. But let's talk about some of the minerals and things that are inside castings. Now, it's going to vary from place to place depending on the farm, but the basic breakdown, very high in nitrogen. So once it eats it, it's going to produce 7 times more nitrogen than what's actually in the material. Then we've got copper, potassium, magnesium, and phosphorus. Now, how awesome is that? Here are my 3 worm farms over here, and they're fairly well hidden from the sun. They get a bit of sun in the winter time, not too much in the summer. So this one's got about 1,000 worms in it at the moment, this one about 500, and this guy probably about 500 as well. What I want to do is I want to feed it with this coffee that I got from the local cafe up the road. It's just like a little fish and chip cafe sort of thing. And you can see, hopefully it shows up on the camera, you can see that mold and stuff coming off. That's what they want to eat. And, you know, they will turn this into just an awesome, really nutrient dense casting, which is really what we want. And they love eating it, and I love feeding it to them. At the moment I'm feeding them a bit of rice. So let's have a look and see how they're going on this rice here. There's lots of little baby, little small worms in there too, so I'm starting to get some eggs laid, obviously. What I'm going to do now is just, you only really want to start off pretty slowly with this, so I need to fold this back again. Just sprinkle it around. Now be aware, if you put too much of this in, it can make your worm farm hot. So just start off slowly at first, adding a little bit. And you'll find that when you add the water to it, it goes really black like that. So water that down to about 10:1 to get the best results out of it. I found that mints and things don't really like it when it's very strong. The avocados, no problem, they love it. So yeah, water that down to about 10:1. As I said, 1 handful at a time, but I found that this farm could probably do a couple of extra handfuls. We'll just scatter it around there a bit so they get a bit of grit into their gut and into their intestine. Alright, thanks guys, enjoy that coffee. Another fun place where you just may have compost worms and you didn't know it could be in a compost pile or a compost tumbler like what I have. They just turned up, so I've got them free ranging all over the place, and they've headed into that one zone because they absolutely love it. Now, about every 6 weeks, I put in about 3 litres, so about 1/3 of that big ice cream tub that I have, the plastic one, and just throw it in and then just tumble it around again, or I let it sit on top, a little bit of water, and they come up and eat it over time. They absolutely love it. So what I'm going to do is here, so I'm going to put down a nice thick layer of this coffee on top. Now, in this compost row we already have mushroom compost cow. There's a layer of cow on top. And what I want to do is just feed this zone here, so the worms start moving down into it. Let's open another one. Oh, look at this, nice and mouldy, is just what we want. Bit of age in it. Get out into this pile here. Start spreading it around. Now this one's a different, it's a bit of a darker colour. They're still going to hook into it though. I've found through my trials that by adding coffee very thickly on top of compost that's already cooked and cooled down, it creates a thick layer, and what happens is it starts getting mouldy underneath, and the worms come up and feed on it and lay their eggs around it, and they just really love it. Because it creates such a thick barrier, it doesn't let any light in, so they feel quite comfortable and at home. Just remember, don't put it on too thick, and over time it will start to break down. Now it does get very hot in the summer months, so I prefer to do this in the cooler times, because in the cooler times what's happening, if you put it on thicker, it actually warms the beds up and keeps them really happy. It's a real good idea to crush up all those chunky bits. That way the worms will be able to process it much easier and it will go much further. As you can see, worms do eat coffee grounds, and they absolutely love it. And they create a nutrient-dense casting when they eat this, because you saw in the beginning of the videos all the minerals that are in there. And the high nitrogen is just wonderful, because when you've got high nitrogen in most products, it burns plants, but because it's slow release coming out of the casting, you can use it on seedlings and get amazing growth. Actually, you can grow this in pretty much just about anything. Anyway, listen, if you want to learn more about this type of stuff, I've got this show. It's a series called The Great Outdoor Urban Worm Farm Project. The Urban Outdoor Worm Farm Project. Yeah, that's it. And it's showing you how I'm making these windrows out here, and how I'm supplying the worms into the windrows, what I'm feeding them, how I'm setting them up, and working towards a goal of establishing 1 million worms. Yes, that's my goal, out in those windrows and around here in this area, around this house where I live. So if you want to help me get there, you want to follow the story, make sure you click on this link up above in the card, or I'll leave it here in one of these like thingamajiggies that they have here at the end of the video, and you can watch the rest of the story. I've got more worm farming videos coming up, more organic gardening videos coming up. You're going to really love them. And I hope you just keep enjoying the show. Please leave a comment, guys. I love hearing from you, and I'm really grateful for your support. Thanks for everything. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video real soon. There's about 3 coming out a week at the moment. Maybe even a live show. You want to see a live show with me and Karen? Let me know. Bye for now.